Hi, everybody. This is Diana Walker, and welcome to our Quinary call. Some people call it Quinary, but Quin stands for 5. So it's a formula with 5 different formulas in it. And actually, the Quinary, the Sunrider Quinary, has about 50 herbs altogether. And it's one of my favorite. I have been using Sunrider products for 20 years, over 20 years now, and I find that the Quinary does everything. It's like a find it and fix it formula, and I've had so many benefits, but we'll talk about that in a minute. At first, I'd like Trudy to introduce herself.
Thank you, Diana. I'm living over here on the East Coast, and I absolutely love my Quinary as well. It's just part of my daily nutrition that I put into my body. I started with Sunrider 21 years ago, almost full 21 years ago now. Very interested in improving my health and my vitality and any energy. Oh my gosh, I was flat out. I was pretty darn sick. And so to start eating the Sunrider foods, it really caught my attention. But I had no idea or no concept of how to nourish our organs and glands. And that's why I love the topic that you've chosen today, because that's what our Quinary does. Oh my goodness, it's so good.
Okay, so first I will show you a box with Quinary on it. So now this is a 60 pack, and I didn't start out with that, but it comes in little packages. And basically, one package of Quinary is equal to about 10 capsules. So you can get it in capsules. Now, this is not a Quinary bottle because I don't have capsules in stock right now. This is actually Alpha 20C, which is one of the 5 formulas within the Quinary. So you can have it in capsules, and you can have it in a 10-pack. So the 10-pack looks like this. So we can get that in Canada and the US and many other countries, you know, about 50 other countries in the world. So I didn't start out with using the packages. I started out with the capsules, and just 3 capsules a day made a difference for me. The difference it made for me is balancing my endocrine system, basically, because this works on circulatory, respiratory, immune, endocrine, and digestive systems. So how powerful is that to have so much of our body looked after? So the Chinese were very wise. They did thousands of years of research, and we are so fortunate because we do have Tei Fu Chen's ancient knowledge, ancient manuscripts that he used, and he is a master herbalist. So no one else really in the world can put together a formula like this. And I haven't had a cold, flu, bronchitis, anything for 20 years. That maybe 5-6 times a cold has started, and I just add more Quinary into my day, and it's gone in a day or two, and other people are suffering for weeks on end. So I feel very, very fortunate. And what has Quinary done for you, Trudy?
You know, the very first time I tried it, Diana, I had already been drinking the Fortune Delight, really loved it, eating a serving of New Plus every single day and the Sun Bars. And for some reason, I didn't know about Quinary. And so I went to one of Jim Pendry's meetings, and he started that meeting particularly. He talked about Quinary and the importance in our body of nourishing our organs and our glands and those 5 main systems. So I ordered some, and I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try. He said, start with 3 capsules a day, just like you did. And so it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, oh yeah, I was going to try some of this. So I had 3 Quinary capsules. And about 15 minutes later, you have to remember, Diana, I was very, very ill. I had a lot of health challenges, and I was exhausted all the time. I wasn't able to sleep for more than like 15 minutes at a time, and I'd be woken up in a lot of pain. And so it was I just couldn't rest properly. So I ate 3 Quinary capsules. 15 minutes later, I was exhausted, feeling like really, really tired. And I thought, oh man, am I ever tired? So I went and lay down on the couch to have a little nap. And I woke up 4 hours later. No pain, no discomfort, absolutely felt boneless. Like there was no discomfort in my body at all. And I just thought, oh my goodness, that's just amazing. So I thought, okay, I've had my 3 for the day, and I, proceeded with the rest of my day. And the next day I tried it again and again. 15 minutes later, I was really, really tired. And that's when it dawned on me, well, why don't I eat it before I go to bed at night time?
Yeah.
So I started eating my quinary before bed, and gradually over time, I increased it to like 3 in the morning and 3 before I would go to bed at evening. And I'd sleep so well, and I'd wake up with that absolutely every muscle relaxed and no pain and no discomfort, and have really deep sleeps. Now, gradually over time, I can eat quinary any time of the day. It doesn't make me tired anymore because my body took it and used it to regenerate itself with. And so it was really powerful food for me. Amazing food.
I love that, Trudy. That is really what shows it's a find it and fix it formula. I mean, because a lot of people would say, well, hey, I don't want to get sleepy. But you know what? Your body is so wise. And if you're like Trudy and you've gone 2 or 3 years almost without sleep because of the pain and also just and medications you were on at that point and all the different things, your body needed to rest. And now, like you say, it gives you energy. So it gives me energy, even a third or a half of a package mid-afternoon, along with my sun bar, is amazing. And yeah, every morning I have a full package now, but I didn't all those years, like a half a package. Like, I just want to feel the very best I can. So this is how I start my day. This in my Vita Shake or New Plus, along with stevia, and then a sun bar usually later in the day, and maybe some more quinary. So for me, it's the energy, but it's also the balance, because some of you know that my favorite product is Sunrider Beauty Pearl, because I felt very balanced finally for the first time in many years with just one beauty pearl a day. And Trudy would often ask me, because we worked together at the hospital, she would say, if I was a little grumpy or a little unbalanced, she would say, have you had your beauty pearl today? And I might say yes. And then she'll say, have you had your quinary today? Because that makes a difference for me in my moods, and it works on the endocrine system, as I mentioned. So circulatory, respiratory, immune, endocrine, and digestive system. So what I love is the story that Dr. Tei-Fu Chen tells us about how it's like 5 horses pulling a chariot. So if those horses, if one falls down, down goes the chariot. So in Western civilization, we just concentrate at a time on one thing, like vitamin C is for your immune system, or, the way that Western medicine has gone, it so isolates us down as though we're just all separate little components. But in fact, we are a whole. And that's what I love, because the quinary is based on your whole system. So all those 5 horses pulling your chariot just along very, very smoothly.
And I love, Diana, when you tell the story about, when you were a little out of balance. I can remember saying to you, well, maybe you could use a little bit of quinary right now. And you go, oh, for heaven's sakes. And then you look at me, we both burst out laughing, because she knew, oh my goodness, I forgot to take it this morning. And she was feeling out of balance.
Yeah.
And I find the same thing. Like, if I'm out of balance, like after a really long flight, I was flying home from LA once. We were delayed, ended up staying overnight in Seattle. We were delayed again the next day. It was just a horrific trip home. And it took us 20 hours, believe it or not. And I know I live on the East Coast, but I could have practically walked. But I had quite a headache by the time I'd arrived. Dehydration, probably, canned air in airplanes and airports and stuff like that. And on the way home, I had a couple packages of quinary in my purse, and I had my shaker bottle with water in it. And I would just open up the packages of quinary, put it in my mouth, and drink some of the water. And 15 minutes, like, I went through 2 packages of quinary in that 15 minutes, and my headache was gone. That feeling of fatigue was gone. And I just thought, this is amazing food. Instead of reaching for what normally people would do, like a pain medication of some kind, I just reached for food to nourish my systems back into balance, and it worked really well. The only headache I've probably had in 20 years.
That's amazing. I'm going to share the screen here. What I want to bring up is Quinary and show you how. Let me see. Let me get to this.
Yeah.
To the Quinary. Okay.
Yes.
So what this shows, so you can visually see that it works on the circulatory, respiratory, immune, endocrine, and digestive systems. And we have various formulas within this. We have, Dr. Chen has the alpha 20C for the immune system, life stream for circulatory, prime again for endocrine, assimilate, which is called AD in Canada, for the digestive system, and Conco for the respiratory system. But what we tell everybody is to use the Quinary, use the Quinary, use the Quinary. So if you're having the Quinary every day, it just protects you with all your systems, strengthens all these systems so that they work better. And you can supplement, like with the Alpha 20C, if you have used Quinary for maybe 2 or 3 months and you still feel you need a boost in your immune system or one of the other systems. So work with the person that shared Sunrider with you, and you can, you know, zero in on what you may want to take in addition. But mostly you just use the Quinary. So I just want to show you, I'm not going to go over all of these, but how amazingly complex this formula is. So there's individual formulas, and you have your Alpha 20C, and look at the herbs. Look at the herbs that are in there. So there's white flowers, Catalera herb, Paris herb, dandelion root, imperate root. Those are, and each of these formulas zero in on a particular area of imbalance. And as you can see, this could be a 2-hour seminar, but I just want you to know that Tay Fu Chen has put together Alpha 20C, Prime again, Assimilate, Lifestream, and Conco, and it works on all the systems. I mean, this is unbelievable research. Nobody has this kind of value for their money on the planet, in my opinion. So, and Trudy, you were going to show us a recent document that we have that is provided.
Sunrider has just come out with the April Sunspot. I'm just sort of briefly going over it here, and there's an excellent little summary of the Quinary on the bottom. And I did want to say that in the United States, the names that Diana just used, like Assimilate, that's what it's called. If you're buying your product in the US, and we have many US people on this call, in Canada, that would be called AD, just simply A and D. Lifestream is LS in Canada.
Prime again.
Yeah, Prime again is PA in Canada. So just sort of shortens them. In this little brochure that Sunrider's put out, which I'm absolutely loving, I'm mailing it out to everybody in my group, and I'm ordering a whole bunch more. It talks about those main 5 systems that Diana talked about. Is our endocrine system, is our fire system. How warm is your body running? How fast is your metabolism burning food? How good is your body at metabolizing fats and proteins and stuff like that? The digestion is our earth system. Our respiratory system is our metal system, and it's all in this brochure. I mean, this is amazing. LS, to nourish our circulation, is our water system of our body. And a lot of people are going around with the sludgy sewer system. They do not have a clear running stream in their body. So to nourish that system back into health with the Quinary is amazing, amazing nutrition. And our defense system, our immune system, is called our wood system. So those 5 elements also tie in with this, and it's all written out in this. I love it. So
I love it. It's all based on balance, and my sister just gave me this balance, the yin yang symbol, and I was so excited. She brought that back for me from New Zealand. So I thought, wow, this just absolutely applies to the Quinary. It just balances us for those 5 major systems.
And for people who don't know about yin and yang, They're the Chinese words for opposites. So yang is very warm, very hot, with very sunny, and yin would be cool, shaded. So if you think of yang as the outgoing energy out of your body, and the yin as the nutrition coming in to nourish the body. So in and out.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I just love that the Asian, the Chinese philosophy, that they have studied all of this, and it's just very down to earth. And you know, what Quinary does is help maintain health rather than waiting for your body to malfunction. And another point I wanted to make is that it's a food. So even little children have it. I have a picture of one little girl. She's just eating it right out of the package. And it's on, I've got pictures on my website of her just actually opening it and just eating it like candy. Now it does have, for some people, it will taste a little bitter. I actually like it straight out of the package. Do you, Trudy?
Yeah, I do too. You know, it comes in 3 forms, so it's very easy for children who can't swallow a capsule or maybe take the powder. It does come in liquid. So it's either the capsules, and they come in bottles of 100, or it comes in the packages, which is the equivalent of 10 capsules in each package, or it comes in a liquid, and it's called Liqua 5, and you can get all of those in every country.
Fabulous. And you can eat as much as you want. It's a food. So that's what I love. It's not a medicinal herb. There are no medicinal herbs in here. Medicinal herbs often, like echinacea, ginkgo biloba, all these other ones that are on the market, you should only use for like 10 days or 2 weeks. Some of them have like a 3-month, they'll give you warnings. With ours, there is not any precautions that need to be taken, because the only side effect is health and vibrance, and you feel good on it. And so children can have it, adults can have it, seniors can have it. My mom we would give her often the Liqua 5, which is the liquid version. We would just put that into her shake, or she would have a few capsules in a day, but we would open them and put them into a shake for her. So the Quinary is amazing.
Yeah, we have another comment. Someone, Connie, thank you, said emotions are also tied into Quinary, and they certainly are. There's so much to it. We can't go into it all this today, but oh my gosh, just like when Diana was feeling like she was out of balance emotionally or mentally or physically, could be in many different areas of our life. That's a really great time to eat some extra Quinary to bring your body back into balance. We call it balancing food. And it's over 50 different herbs and plants in there. So it's a large variety of whole plants.
Great question, Connie. Thank you. And that is, I like to emphasize that, because emotions are so tied in. I mean, and that's what it is, you know, our whole bodies, our pain affects our emotions, and it all works together, and you just feel better and better. And who else is saying something? So that's Connie, and then Doris, Jean, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your hello. And if anyone has any other questions, just type them in the chat box. And I think that we will be wrapping this up pretty soon. Trudy, do you have any other final wisdom to give?
How much time do you have?
Oh, I know.
There is a question for you, Diana, is how can Doris Jean get a copy of that Quinary paperwork that you just posted on?
Okay, well, I'll talk to you about that. I have a lot of this on my website, and so I will send out links to my website. So
thank you so much for doing that. That'd be great.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and stay happy, stay balanced. And I hope that this has helped everybody understand what a unique and valuable product the Quinary is. So have a healthy week.
Thank you, Diana. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye now.